In the course of its 10 years run, Pawn Stars, the reality TV show centered around a family's operated business in Las Vegas, has become the History Channel's highest rated show and one of America's most watched. It stars the three Harrison men behind the gold and silver pawn shop: Richard Old Man Harrison, his son Rick Harrison, and grandson Corey Harrison. Since Richard's death at the age of 77 in 2018, Rick and particularly Corey have inherited not just a life of wealth and fame from the old man, but also the heavy responsibility of carrying his legacy forward. As manager of the gold and silver, Corey is now the man in charge and goes by the moniker Big Boss. We at Splash bring to you the 5 things that Corey inherited from the old man. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And now, let's get on with the list. The family estate. The Harrison family estate is a testament to the old man's rags to riches story. After leaving North Carolina in 1981, Richard arrived in Las Vegas with just $5,000 to his name and built his empire from scratch. The runaway success of Pawn Star meant that he could provide a large and luxurious home for his family, and that's exactly what he did. The Harrison estate is spread across 2 acres of land with a mansion, a huge garage, swimming pool, playground, and barbecue area. When the old man died, he left it to his wife and 2 of his 3 sons. He put Rick in overall charge by naming him the administrator. Rick in turn gave Corey part of the ownership of the estate. The value of the estate remains unknown, having found no mention in the old man's will. The house is paid for, and while the maintenance for a house this big might be high, money should not be a problem for Corey and his family, with Pawn Stars well in its 17th season and still going strong. Also, I doubt the family would want to part with a place that holds their memories of the old man, having housed at least 3 generations of Harrisons. This is a legacy home after all. Cars. If there was one thing the old man was passionate about, it was cars. For someone who started his career with a short stint as a school van driver, Richard had an envious collection of wheels by the end of his life. These ranged from the rare and the luxurious to the novel. They included a 1966 Chrysler Imperial Crown, 1951 Ford Victoria, 1962 Cadillac Sedan DeVille, 1957 Chevrolet 150, B&Z Electra King electric car, and 1955 Ford F-100 pickup truck. After his death, it's more than likely that some of these beauties found their way to Corey. In an episode that remained one of the show's most memorable, Rick and the crew surprised Richard on his birthday with a Chevy 150, which has just gone through a beautiful restoration job. Richard is pleased as punch as he gets behind the wheels on his prized possession to take it out for a spin. Shumley Russell, Corey's childhood friend and one of the show's stars, reminds him that they also have cake for him.
Screw the cake.
Yet another episode that encapsulates the old man's abiding love for cars is when Corey and Rick trick him into thinking they've sold his 1966 Imperial Crown for a mere $1,000, when in truth, they're restoring it for him as a wedding anniversary present. When he is told that the car has been bought by someone who wants to turn it into a lowrider, the old man can barely hold back his rage. "I'm so goddamn pissed, I can't even hardly talk," he growls. Now that's what you call a true car aficionado. The ability to spot fakes. If there is an absolutely necessary skill in the pawn business, it is the ability to differentiate between counterfeit and real. And the old man was an expert at this. His appraisal skills were right up there with the best of them. He could spot fakes from a mile away. This, coupled with his uncanny knack of purchasing underpriced merchandise, helped him keep his business losses to a minimum and his profits high. He turned the gold and silver pawn shop into the multi-million-dollar treasure house that it is today, dealing in rare and valuable items. Both his son, Rick, and grandson, Corey, have inherited this ability of spotting fakes from him. Corey in particular shows a real knack for it. A lesson he probably learned not just from the old man's teachings, but also from having bought a bunch of fake Rolexes during his early days at the shop. In the show, Corey often enlightens viewer on how to tell a fake item from a real one. In one such instance, he shows how a diamond ring is different from another ring that looks similar but it's actually made of cubic zirconia. Later on this show, as the old man took a backseat and made fewer appearances, Rick and Corey handled most of the deals at the shop, but they would still rely on the old man to assess a particularly old or rare item. Unfortunately, a genuine article doesn't always make for a good business deal, as the old man found out when he bought a pair of diamond earrings for $40,000. the rocks turned out to be the real thing, but also stolen goods, so he had to return them at a loss. Boss persona. Another thing Corey has definitely inherited from his grandfather is his boss persona. In one episode, Richard famously says,
"The fact is that I'm the boss, and whatever I say goes."
We can safely say it was with this attitude, along with his skills and his dedication to his craft, that helped him turn a $10,000 investment into a multi-million-dollar business. The mantle has since been passed. After being named the manager of the gold and silver by his grandfather, Corey has stepped in to fill the old man's big shoes. Corey, who started at the shop when he was just 9 years old, now takes all the business decisions along with his father Rick, who serves as the face of the shop after the old man's passing. Despite his celebrity status, Corey is shown to be a hands-on boss. He's not afraid of firing unsuitable employees, but he also values talent and takes an interest in hiring the right people with the right skills. And he works hard, often behind the scenes. This is yet another trait that he shares with the old man, who, it was once said, did not miss a single day of work in over 17 years. From the looks of it, Corey is taking his nickname of the Big Boss pretty seriously, and that's always good for business. The shop. It's safe to say that the Harrisons wouldn't be a household name with a breakout TV show behind them had it not been for the gold and silver pawn shop. And that makes the shop Old Man Harrison's biggest legacy and his grandson Corey's greatest inheritance. Leaving behind a 20-year-long career in the US Navy and a failed real estate business in North Carolina, the old man moved his family to the gambling haven of Las Vegas to start afresh and make his fortune. He started small, setting up the gold and silver coin shop in the 1980s. The business grew and turned into the now famous gold and silver pawn shop. It was already a local landmark by the time the History Channel made it the subject of its reality TV show in 2009. Instant success followed, and the shop now reportedly attracts over 1.5 million visitors a year. Most of them fans of the show and curious tourists rather than customers looking for a good bargain. Despite this, the business is thriving. Going by its website, the gold and silver deals in fine arts, coins and currency, watches and jewelry, collectibles and antiques. The TV show has also set cash registers at the shop ringing, bringing in money from the sale of Pawn Stars merchandise, such as t-shirts, coffee mugs, and phone cases. The exact value of the shop is not known, but at the time of his death, the old man was said to have a net worth of $8 million, made up primarily of his earnings from the shop and his salary from the show. With American TV viewers still deeply attached to the daily lives of the Harrison family, the old man's gold and silver pawn shop is definitely not downing its shutters just yet. So there you have it, the 5 things Corey Harrison inherited from the old man. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be back for more. Until then, goodbye and see you next time.